So we're at the phase in your job search plan now where we're going to get into sort of a maintenance mode. You are going to focus in on the high payoff activities that you should be doing on a consistent basis in order to find that great job that you love. We told you in the very beginning that this is about working smarter, not harder. We do not believe that job search is a full-time job. Candidly, if you can spend a couple hours a day really committed to those high payoff activities, you should see fantastic results. And that's going to free you up to do other things in your life because you have a life, you have other things to do. Now, as far as setting up that strategy, what you have to think about is how much time you can carve out each day, each week. That's the first step. Really commit to it. In the same way we commit to other activities in our life where we mark them in the calendar, you need to mark your job search in the calendar. And each person is different. Maybe you want to work on it a half hour to an hour every single morning. Or maybe you can only afford to work on it 2 hours at a time, 2 or 3 days a week. Be considerate of the fact that we all have peak time periods. Some people are morning people, some people come alive in the afternoon. You really should focus your job search in that time when you feel the most alert. And also don't overdo it. You shouldn't do it in more than 2-hour blocks at a time. You have to give yourself a break. So you want a chance to kind of regroup. So think about those blocks between 30 minutes and 2 hours in your peak times and schedule it for as much as you possibly can, right? The more you put into this, the more you get out. Now, what happens in those times? That's the other thing you want to schedule. You don't just want to block your time off and then all of a sudden that time slot appears and you say, what am I working on? At this stage of the game, it's about proactive networking. You know what kinds of companies you want to work for and you know why you admire them. You have a connection to them. You know that the goal has to be to get an introduction. We know 80% of all jobs are gotten via referral. So networking and connecting with people at that company, learning from them and understanding them, that's the way that you'll be more prepared should a job opportunity arise there. It's also going to increase the chances that that person would refer you into the company. So the high payoff activities is connecting with new people, nurturing those connections, writing those cover letters, and then submitting to an actual person your cover letter and your resume. That's what we're shooting for in the scheme of that. How do we do that? Well, I love to set a routine. I love to set numbers. So here's an example. You might say, I am going to make sure that I get 20 new connections a week. I'm going to reach out and connect with 20 new people in my network. And I'm going to make sure that I follow up with 20 new people in my network. So 20 people that have connected with me. Each and every week, I'm going to connect with them. I'm going to send them an article. I'm going to touch base with them. I'm also going to shoot to have at least one informational interview each week. I'm going to set up and meet somebody new and learn from them. And then on top of that, I'm going to make sure that I can find and connect with at least 5 companies a week to explore opportunities with them and send them a disruptive cover letter. Find somebody in the organization to tell my story to and why I really want to work for them. If you can set up activities like that, you're going to see great consistency. You're also going to see a lot better return on the investment. But that's up to you. You're going to get out what you put into it. So be realistic in what you set, focus on those high payoff activities, and most importantly, be consistent. All right, so today's milestone, set up your strategy for working this job search plan. How many days a week, when, for how long, and what the activities are. Once you've done that, you can move forward.